Hi folks, it's another day. We're going to continue working on this 24-inch straight edge. We're milling the top surface here, and I've just about taken all the metal that I really want to take off roughly, and so I need to switch to a different bit and a different method of getting down to our final surface. When you're starting, you just want to get rid of you want to get rid of all the parts that don't look like a straight edge. So we try to take the metal off safely, but as rapidly as possible. And by safety, I mean when this bit hits this piece of metal, it could go flying. And there's 450 going down the drain. So I try to be careful. I'm going to change out the old bit. There's the tool I like to use. It's taking kind of beating on that edge right there. It's going through some rough stuff. The outer part of a cast iron is always pretty tough. Now this one is basically the same shape, but it's been honed in diamond, or diamond honed, and it's what we're going to use to take the second stage of this operation. Before I get started on this, I'm going to start the machine up and let it start warming up and running for a while. I've heard stories in the old days they would let these things run for 20 or 30 minutes and get up to temperature, the oil and everything going through, equalizing so that they have a better surface finish. So that's what we're going to do. First off, I have to reach up here and turn on my 20 horsepower three-phase converter. Then I make sure that this table is clear on that path. Everything's out of gear. Everything loose that can be taken off the table is off the table. And hit the go button. For those of you that haven't watched everything, take you back over here. It's a hydraulic pump. Down there on the bottom is a 2.5-inch pipe return, and there's a 2-inch that supplies fluid to the big ram. The hydraulic cylinder. Another aspect of this machine is the hydraulics, and I usually bleed the cylinders before I start doing a lot of fine work. It's old and sometimes can leak air. Alright, I'm going to start the table going back and forth. Got a little noise from the hydraulic These are the flat ways that it runs on. The table's got its own hydraulic oil recirculation, and it's pumping oil onto the ways, and it can travel down and go through this trough right here back to the sump. The oil that's in the table is independent of the oil that is in the hydraulic pump. There's two pumps, one for the table and one for the hydraulics on the machine. All right. Have you had enough yet? Right now the table's just going back and forth in that stroke that I adjusted for that straight edge. I always let it go pretty far past the end. I'm not in a big hurry, and I find that everything settles down really nice if you give it time to. While it's warming up, I'm going to go ahead and oil the machine. Just track him out, how many oilers are on this thing. One of the things you want to be careful about when you're planing cast iron is oil dripping from the machine onto the cast iron. It messes up your whole day. So I always oil the machine and wipe off any drips you find. Okay, it's had time to warm up. Machine's oiled. Most importantly, Don's here. This is Don's straight edge. He's patiently waited for
months
and months and months. I know.
Almost a year.
Oh, it hasn't been almost a year.
10 months?
Yeah, maybe 8.
When was the class? February?
10. Close enough.
I was in no rush for it. Still not in a rush for it.
Oh, this is just going to make you have to do something.
You know, like I don't have anything to do.
Trying to find something for you, Don.
Yeah.
I am.
Plenty sitting in my shop.
Now what I want to do is I want to make this bit fit pretty close to flush across this. I find if you do that, it just makes it smoother. Now what I wish I had, and one of the reasons that
You need another bevel here. You need to do another bevel here?
Yes, we will. What I'd really like to find is some more of these gooseneck bits. Now these kind of act like a little spring. You hold them down and cut. Now, I bought an anvil. We're going to make us a forge, and we're going to try to make some of these. I had one that it broke right up here, and with it I could make it almost look ground finish. So this one's, I don't know if it's the metal or what, but it's never quite did the same. All right, let's go back to what we're doing. That is pretty much flat, and we will see when we go across what kind of surface it leaves. We'll Start up our DRO, zero it out. Take this over here and run this down and give it some more bevels. Because I'm starting with a new tool change, I go all the way across to make sure there's no high spots or anything before we start going into it. Let's do the safety. Could have heated up. Now it's cooled off. Alright. Bridge over there.
Just getting those high ridges.
Yep. Okay, we're at 1. Bring you in close and let you see what's going on.
Yeah, that's moving.
Your pacemaker's going, Don. Turn off your pacemaker.
Text. I changed it from that aggravating one anyway.
So now we have start your heart or engine, or
It's a motorcycle.
can you guys see that? I don't know if you can. Tell you what. I'm going to take you off your stand and see if I can hold you up without dropping it.
You're a magnetic one. Click it right there.
Well, I have one, but
Knock it right off.
we will try. This is the difference. Come on, camera. Focus for the nice people. There you go. This is what we just did, and this is the rough passes we were making. So you can see the little chatter marks in it. But we were taking 30, 40 thousandths off. This was 15 thousandths, and you notice that's a really almost ready to go surface right there. You can see the chips on the end where it tears out. Well, all those will be gone by the time we're through. And that's why you put the bevel. That's the other end down here. All right. As you're doing, as you notice over here, we have a defect in the casting. The edge was messed up. And you can see it's kind of rough. That's the way they all are. We're going to be taking off quite a bit, and that'll reduce that edge out there. And by the time we're through, this all should be gone. Don hopes.
flex a little bit.
so it can flex out there. And it can break off and it can do all kinds of weird shit.
Yep. Wow, the ridge is different on the end here.
Well, you're getting to the end where that end there just took a little bit off.
It's just lighter cut.
Yeah, it's coming off of it. Plus, this piece of metal out here is an angle and it's not supported by the casting,
It flexed a little bit.
so it can flex out there. And it can break off and it can do all kinds of weird shit.
Yep. We don't want it to break off. Can you do this to steel too or no? Can you do this to steel?
Listen to the sound as it goes across the workpiece. Right now it's in the thickest part of the casting and it has a kind of a deep sound. As it gets farther over towards the lip of it, it will get lighter. Notice how our bevel falls off. If it weren't for that edge, I would have stopped.
Yeah. So what's more accurate, milling or this?
Hear it? I'll string it a little.
Visually it looks different too.
Well, I'm still trying to get
down from where we started.
I need to refresh this chamfer on each end. We've taken 53 thousandths off. From here on out, I'm only going to take less than 10 thousandths of an inch per pass, only because that far edge, it gets pretty ragged and can tear out. So once we have this surface done, we'll flip it over and put it in the B blocks and start working on that other side, and that'll help get rid of some of that defect also. Remember, we're going to be pulling this side down too. So this side is going to come in. So I don't have to go all the way down there. So now at this point, I can take all of that out by coming over here on this face. So now I'm going to start getting really gentle with this. And we're going to end up, that's
Pretty smooth to start. Even with the channel mark, pretty smooth.
well, with the planer, I find you really can't get rid of them unless you just let it go. So now what we're going to do, just to see what it looks like, we're going to come back against the travel on this side by putting the machine in reverse. Basically taking a straight cut out.
When you do that, like at a grinder, something like spark it out, same principle as grinding.
Yeah.
It goes so it doesn't scrape anymore.
But in this kind of tool, you know, this thing's almost as old as you are. And things get a little bit worn. So as it's coming back this way, the tool angle can angle a little bit.
That leaf screw looks pretty good though. It looks like it's used a lot. You know?
The nuts where it'll get the wear. But this really doesn't matter in this operation where it's worn out because it's come this way. It is the give and the rail that keeps it from flopping. Not worried about step over that much on this. Careful when you do this because these edges are sharp.
That's why I didn't do it on the edge. I did it in the
So-
middle. Yeah.
It's where you end up filing them. Now, we're going to let this cool for 20 minutes so that any heat that's in it can dissipate out. Then I'm going to loosen these clamps up to where they're just lightly holding it, and we'll see what we get on that. Now, what I do for a test on these things, after you file it, I'll show you what we do. Will you hand me that 3-foot straight edge, Tom? These, I'm sure many of you know what they are. I use them for an entirely different purpose. These are almost uniformly 1 inch or 1/1000th of an inch thick. Usually hand to go over it. Let's do something one more time though before we do that. Where's my stones? Stone. then as a final, you always use your hand. Your hand can feel even the tiniest imperfection sticking up. Okay. Make sure you tear that little glue strip off the edge of it.
Looks pretty good by eye.
Aye?
I know that's different, but just by eye it looks pretty good.
You're cross-eyed. How would you know?
I have a good eye.
You have a good eye?
I have a good eye.
All
Yeah,
right.
I have done.
Won't pull out. Then I grab this end and I pick it up.
Just don't even have to scrape it.
Oh, this is...
I know. See, the eye have done doesn't lie.
That's kind of like,
A thousands.
it's within a thousandths the whole way
Yeah.
across. Won't pull out, fits tight. But it's sort of like an Earl Schreiber paint job at this point. You know, yeah, you can stop and it'll look good till you go down the freeway and it's a windy day and your paint job passes you by. But
Well, show them the.
we're trying to be...
Show them the pattern you get when you scrape it.
I've already showed them.
Oh, you showed them that, right? Yeah.
So anyway, we're using a straight edge at least the same width or length to check that out. Okay, if you would remove that, kind sir.
Kind of says your straight edge is pretty good too.
Hmm?
Kind of says your straight edge is pretty good too.
Well, I know that is because I got a Class A granite top over there to
Test
a
it.
granite plate to test it. Well, guess I better get the wrenches ready.
Okay. There,
Oh,
that's all it is. As cold as it is, probably cool off pretty quick.
yeah, it's cool.
Feels pretty cold.
There's not that much heat that goes into them.
No.
Well, that isn't going to work. See how loose that one was? Okay. So now I've loosened it all up. For the sake of this video, we're going to speed it up. It's cold in here. I don't think that much heat got into it. And we'll try it again. Okay. Time to start back up. 3-phase. This in neutral, and I want this over here out of the way because I've loosened it up. It could have come up. It could have moved in the fixture a little bit when I did that. So
Wouldn't it be wise to check it again with that or no?
I'm going to start with this and
See
use
if it's-
going over. I'm going to start off the edge and watch how it's cutting. It's held firmly, it's just not stressed.
You're not going down any further, you just leave
Maybe.
it.
Depends on what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm leaving it where it is now, and then I'll adjust it. by using that straight edge, that doesn't tell me if it's changed on the table relative to this. So I have to use that.
Let's see if I can make you guys focus on that.
Loosening it could have changed in the fixture a little bit, but I had it clamped real tight. I'm taking about a half a valve off of it right now.
Okay, come on, Mr. Camera. This was what after we released the tension on the clamps. Took about a half a thousand off of it. You can see where it scraped the top of the crossovers. Well, maybe if I could. So now we're going to take another pass and see what we get.
And all the way down here, and then it came back up. That's what it cut, actually, right there.
Well, I think you could scrape that.
Yes. Scraped worse already.
Huh?
I've scraped worse than that already.
Okay. Okay, I've lowered the tool down a half a thou. And even though this is well within tolerance for scraping, I just want to see what it's going to look like after we're done. Getting a little bit of chatter. And it could be two reasons. One, it's not being held firmly enough down here. And two, I might be getting a little dull bit. So I'm going to hone the bit and see if that takes it away. If that doesn't work, we'll tighten that bolt up. And just for good luck, I'm going to tighten that bolt just a touch.
Pretty smooth.
I know, but I'm seeing little chatter marks down on this end.
Yep. Yeah, they get worse when they get out right here.
Let's see if that helps it. You know, we're being picky.
I know, because it's pretty smooth.
That would be
You
gone.
could feel those chatter marks when you go this
You
way.
can't feel them.
It's amazing.
like a little
It's
fire.
amazing how sensitive your fingers are.
That's right.
You turned it into a 24-inch heavy-duty fire.
Yeah. All right.
After a few minutes tracking down the problem, it turned out that that one was just a little tiny bit loose, and it was allowing it to chatter. See if we can get a... So now we've got nice even finish all the way down to where Don spit on it.
Yeah, you put your finger on it.
I know, I did. I'd rather blame you.
I know you do. I won't let you.
Okay, as you can see, we still have some of that defect, but when we take this angle down, most of that will go away. All right, on to the next part.